Welcome back, Patriots, for another episode of the Bald Brad Show. It is officially Veterans Day, November 11th. Thank you for all you fine Patriots that served in the United States military and protecting this country. It is the greatest country that a God has ever created, and will you help keep it that way? Always greatly appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. And I had a hell of a weekend myself. I had a hell of a weekend myself. I still haven't recovered. Not that I was drunk or anything like that. It's just, look, I'm a sleeper. I like getting my beauty rest. And, well, we had a late night on Saturday. And it was my best friend's wife's 30th. And it was also an opportunity for all of us to kind of get together to have a little bit of one of these. And that's called a redemption cigar, my friend. So shout out to my buddy Nick, really basically family to me. And we're at his place. And we've all been waiting to smoke cigars as a victory for Donald Trump. There was like 6 of us or whatever. And so I got the kind of my pick of the litter. And this one is a Liberty Series 2020 cigar. And I specifically chose the 2020 because I called it my redemption cigar. And I milked the bleep out of that cigar for like 2 hours. I kid you, that's not even an exaggeration. It was probably about a 2 hour. I milked it, man, because I felt good. I felt good. So I'm still recovering from that day. And then I went out yesterday as well for like breakfast and walked around and stuff like that. So heck of a weekend. And it's going to be heck of a day, folks, because we got a lot of news. We got a lot of big news. So if you didn't see my short over the weekend, YouTube does shorts if you haven't seen them. And I posted my predictions for the House. And we needed, at the time, 6 seats to keep the House. We were originally at 212. Last I checked, we were at 213. One of my predictions so far we have gotten, which was Arizona District 2. I said both the districts in Arizona were toss-ups. So if you're kind of new to the game here, we need Washington District 4. There's both Republicans in that district. So that's basically shoo-in, right? We need California District 13. That one was won by Donald Trump in almost every single county for that district. So we should get that one as well. There's California 22. We should get that as well because Donald Trump had most of those districts there. Then I moved east to Arizona 1 and Arizona 2. Arizona 1 and 2, in my mind, were going to be a little bit tougher to get. I said that we would get them. And we did. So one of the 5 so far that I called out, we have gotten, which was huge. And those were the one of the two that I was most worried about. And lastly was Iowa District 1. We should get that because Iowa is mostly Trump territory, more registered Republicans and Democrats. And quite frankly, I think there was only like 5 counties that Kamala technically won. So that should be a shoo-in. So as long as we get 3 more, which 2 of California and 1 Arizona, I think we're good. So let's see. And look, guys, if we get all 3, oh baby, get ready. Get ready. Thank you for the shout out, Terry, for hitting the like button. That's greatly appreciated, you guys. I love it. We got a lot of people helping mod. I love this. Thank you so much. We got an awesome community, baby. We got an awesome community of Patriots. Now, can I just hit you guys with something before we jump into the news? I caught this morning. I caught this clip of Joey this morning. I can't. So I'm walking in the bathroom, okay? I'm like swiping through TikTok, so I'm trying to do multiple things at once, right? Right before I start getting in the shower, I see this thing, okay? I'll just let me contain myself. I started hysterically laughing at like 4:30 in the morning. Just watch this. Oh God, I had to share that with you guys. Holy shit. Oh God, can we go back? Oh, God, poor guy, dude. God. That's something else. That is something else. Oh, he's in Delaware. He's in Delaware again. He's on the beaches. Where is he at? No, he's on the beaches of Delaware. I'm not joking when I say he gets all excited, kicking his feet in the sand. He's on fucking vacation again. I'm sorry. I told you guys I wouldn't cuss. Some of you I told you I'll work on and I'm not going to cuss, but he's on vacation again. This guy spends more vacation than anybody. Actually, literally, I think more vacation time than any sitting president has ever happened. We also have some other huge news here. Let me bring this up for all of you. This is Trump's not messing around, you guys. He is building the greatest team of all time. It is a remarkable thing Donald Trump is doing. And I knew this morning when I read this, because this is fairly new. They tweeted this out late last night, you guys. The Donald Trump himself. I now know, if that makes sense. Donald Trump is not messing around. Like, this dude is serious. It's not like, I knew that, okay, yeah, he's putting some good people forth. He wasn't bringing back Nikki Haley. He's not bringing back Mike Pompeo. Okay, like, I get it. Yeah, he's serious about who he's putting up. We saw that during the RNC with all the people coming out, like Vivek Ramaswamy, JD Vance, all that stuff. This one message tells me he ain't messing around. We have right here. I am pleased to announce the former ICE director on border control, Tom Homan, will be joining the Trump administration. Now, if anybody knows anything about Tom, dude, that bro's serious. Tom ain't messing around, man. And he's going to be in charge of the nation's borders, the border czar, including, but not limited to, the southern border, the northern border, all maritime and aviation security. I've known Tom for a long time, and there's nobody better at policing and controlling our borders, and he ain't wrong. No, bro, he is not. I have goosebumps talking about this right now. He is so serious about this. And look at this. Likewise, Tom will be in charge of all deportation of illegal aliens back to the country of origin. Congratulations, Tom. You know how that phone call went, right? Hello? Yeah, is Tom there? Hey, Tom. Hey, it's your old buddy. It's Trump. Big numbers. I know, big numbers. Swept it. I know, it's crazy, isn't it? I was working a garbage truck and then I went to McDonald's. Served some buttery, crispy fries. Yes, Tom. Yes, McDonald's. Believe it or not, 15 minutes more than Kamala. I came out of the gate. Yeah, president again. I need you to control the borders, Tom. You'll do it? Oh, perfect. Tell Nancy I said hi. You want to know what type of dude Tom is? This is the type of guy he is.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
It's just holy crap. I mean, Trump ain't messing around. That sent a message, and he sent it early on. That sent a message, and the guy threw it out there. And I love how it's going to cost $88 million. Where was their moaning and complaining when we just got done spending almost $1 trillion on this whole thing over the last 4 years? They say 250,000 lower less a year. Don't give me that. No. Money well spent. And I love how they're kind of leaving out the whole fact that we have, Elon Musk and his business partner that is going to come in and clean house, remove. I'm hearing now they're going to remove the Department of Education's going to be gone. They're going to get rid of like over 200 agencies. Peace out. See ya. So we'll have money, a lot of money. And by the way, they're going to bleed the system out if we keep them here. So we might as well just spend the money now. And you're talking about a fiscal conservative. Spend it. Go crazy. You know what? I'm so serious about all this stuff that Trump wants to do that I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is, where it's like, you know what, put something on my tax document that says, hey, you know what, would you like to contribute to fixing the border? Cool. You know how they do that with like the if you want to give $3 to the presidential election or whatever it is, throw this on there. Yeah, I'll check it. Sure. I got no qualms. I say that do with other things, right? If these leftists want all this crazy stuff that they want to do, then put it on their tax return. I got no qualms with it. None whatsoever. Anywho, moving other in today's news, speaking of crazy crap, not just is Joe Biden shuffling his feet and trying to stay upright on the beaches of Delaware, which still boggles the mind. You have this. Now, this went breaking late last week, or I guess mid last week, where a FEMA official ordered relief workers to skip houses with Trump signs. This is insane. And it was broken by the Daily Wire. David, thank you for the nice compliment. He says the Bald Brad Show, I can't even say my own title, has the best chat. It's hard to get work done while the show is on. Glad you're having fun, David. That's what it's all about, baby, the fun. We do have the best community, and I've always said that. I will continue to always. I know all of your names. What other content creator knows all their people's names? Not many. Fire, gender, features. Yeah. Yes. So a federal disaster relief official ordered workers to bypass the homes of Donald Trump supporters as they surveyed damage caused by the hurricane. Now, I shouldn't even say that I'm shocked, because there's some really disgusting people out there, and they're on the left. Because a Trump supporter wouldn't be like, hey, let's skip everybody that has a Harris Waltz sign or a Biden sticker. No, everybody's American. Look at this. And so it says here, I know it's kind of hard to see, implement best practices. So it's through a text message. It looks like it says Crew 33. No one goes anywhere alone. And the second bullet point that's highlighted there for all of you says, avoid homes advertising Trump. That's crazy. That is crazy. It says it is unclear whether the same guidance was issued elsewhere in the country. The employees were part of the Department of Homeland Security Surge Capacity Force Team. I mean, this is headed by DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. So why is it that in the past, it's always been the leader of said organization that gets let go, even though it was the grunt workers at the bottom that were the ones that did all the mess, did all the wrongdoing? I never agreed with that, by the way, because usually if you're a leader of a massive organization or something going on, it's tough to know everything that's going on. So I've never actually personally really been for people being fired from the top when it was people at the bottom that were causing all the mess. You know, I just don't think that's fair to the guy that's leading. You can't know everything when you got like 80,000 employees. So here's another quote. I know there are short-staffed. I thought we could go help and make a difference, one of the employees said. When we got there, we were told to discriminate against people. Jeez. It's almost unbelievable. Yes, it's actually evil. Yeah, it's actually evil. It's not unbelievable. It's evil, but we shouldn't expect anything less from the progressive left. MetaMouth, thank you so much for the follow. You guys, I do get notifications on my watch whenever you do hit the follow button over at Rumble. Greatly appreciated, folks. It's almost unbelievable to think that somebody in the federal government would think that's okay. No, it's not. I've been saying this about the left. We wrote an entire book about it. How the left is destroying America. Their ideologies are destructive. They really, not just like on a literal level, but also on like an ideological level. It's completely wrong. That was why we needed Trump back in the office, man. We're doing like a full reset here on this country. We're making America great again and better than ever. Better than ever. And you feel it. Even when I say that, you guys, I get goosebumps. And I hope that's not like a narcissistic thing. I'm so passionate about making this country the greatest country. And it still is. Even amidst everything that's going on, we are still the greatest country by far. But knowing that we have somebody in office that ain't messing around whatsoever, it feels good, man. It feels really good still. I'm still on an election high. And I will be for quite some time. Maybe a couple of years. So we're finally getting stuff done. It's nice. It's nice knowing you got a leader in that's going, okay, we're going to be taken care of. Now that we know that we've got somebody up there that's elected, that's going to start taking care of stuff, and we got a government that's going to be hopefully falling in line with Trump, or else everybody else is going to be pissed at them, right? They're not going to get reelected. Well, now that we got that, we can start, taking care of our own home on an individual level. You know what I mean? Get back to work. Our minds are all focused. We're ready to go. We're ready to be productive. We ain't messing around anymore. We're cleaning up. Now, the Oversight Committee is going to grill the FEMA chief over a directive to skip Trump homes. Now, to be fair, I've actually seen this lady before, not a big fan personally, But I'm not going to blame this individual unless there's documentation that she's the one that gave the order to this individual in some way, shape, or form to do this type of stuff. So the House Committee on Oversight and Accountability announced Saturday it would be handling and holding to hear the investigation FEMA after the Daily Wire reported this. So Daily Wire, like, kudos to them for their investigative journalism for reporting this whole thing. So this is going to take place, I guess, November 19th, 8 days. The letter comes after the whistleblower told the Daily Wire that they were instructed by now fired FEMA supervisor. Good. So here's what that looks like. James Comer. I'm not, nothing really comes of these hearings, to be honest. I guess it's more of a publicity stunt than anything to kind of get the word out there. And that's mostly what it's used for now. Kind of like a PR movement. And like you heard, FEMA has fired officials who told hurricane relief workers to skip Trump homes. It's just a slap on the wrist. I mean, no fine. It just shows you how disgusting these people were, man, at all levels. And the reason why I say it's not surprising, guys, this whole thing was headed by the Department of Homeland Security. We've said this before. If you're a new follower, well, you're going to want to pay attention. The Department of Homeland Security is headed by Alejandro Mayorkas, and they have this advisory board from the Biden-Harris administration. And this advisory board said this: if you are a Trump supporter, if you are a religious person, or have ever served in the military, how timely to bring back this article when it's Veterans Day. Have ever served in the military, meaning you're a veteran. You are, guess what? A terror risk in your own country. Not all the illegals raping and murdering your children. No. You are, according to the Department of Homeland Security. I can't believe that dude has not been fired. That part is unbelievable. That is a remarkable thing. The DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, the bald guy, looks like a thumb, has his thumb up his ass. Yeah, that guy, more than his thumb, his whole head, actually. I had to connect it there for you. It's early. The thumb was the head was going into the you-know-what, and has been there for quite some time. He has not been let go. And speaking of him, here he is. Senator demands Mayorkas answer over FEMA employee guidance to skip Trump home. I haven't seen this guy answer a question legitimately ever, actually. Ever. The only times I've ever seen him answer a question was when he was lying through his teeth. Remember, this is the guy that goes, when Jim goes, hey, Mr. Mayorkas, is the border secure? Well, the border is secure, Senator. The border is secure. It's like, and he did it like multiple times. He just sat there and lied. Nothing happened to him. You have Steve Bannon gets thrown in like prison for a while in contempt of Congress. This guy gets away with everything. That's an evil dude. What you're seeing on your screen right now, not me, the other bald guy, that dude right there, Alejandro Mayorkas, that's an evil dude. So you got Senator Katie Britt demanded answers from two Biden administration officials on Saturday over guidance from a now fired FEMA employee who ordered relief workers. We're not going to get anything from him. I don't trust that guy at all. And he needs to be let go. And he will be. He'll be gone. We got a month and a half of his crap. And I hope he never find out where he goes. I want to know what company ends up hiring him. And I ain't buying jack bleep from that company ever again. You'd be an idiot to hire that guy. Now, it's not just Congress, but check this out. Tennessee is also going to investigate FEMA after guidance to skip Trump homes. I mean, this is going to go freaking bonkers. So everybody's getting involved here. That's mostly the reason why I want to bring up that story. It's not just Congress, but now it's going to a state level, folks. And a lot of people are going to be fired here. I mean, Trump is cleaning house. Trump is going to just sweep up, baby. Just start eliminating people left and right. Not murdering. Okay, we gotta be so specific with people, which is mind blowing. You should know that we're not talking about murder or harming people. Okay, we're talking about firing people. You're fired. Fired. Day one. He's gonna sit there. He's gonna do his inauguration. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. I've been here before. This is cool. Pennsylvania, nice. Blah, blah, blah. Walk into his Oval Office noon that morning. Sorry, you're done. You're fired. Get out. Pack your bags. Get them all ready by noon. That's what he said. That's really what he said. He said, I want their papers on my desk noon the day that I walk into that Oval Office. He's not going to be like Joe, right? Sit there and reminiscing. No, he's going to get stuff done day one. Speaking of somebody that wants to get stuff done, Byron, baby. Byron Donald says FEMA should be ripped out of Department of Homeland Security, report directly to White House. That actually makes some sense to me, believe it or not. It does. In response to Daily Wire's reporting that a supervisor FEMA, which we know, Byron Donald said the agency should be torn out of Department of Homeland Security and report directly to the White House. FEMA fired this official, and Byron said this: I want to make sure I ask you about, or Daily Wire said, I want to make sure I ask you about something that was reported. Shannon Bream said during an interview with Byron Donalds that aired on Sunday, they broke a story a couple days ago about FEMA, my home state, as well as where you serve, Florida, and your district has been directly hit. I think we have a clip of Byron answering that very question.
Joining me now, Florida Republican Congressman Byron Donalds. Welcome back to Fox News Sunday.
It's good to be back with you.
All right, let me start with this. Did you, going into Tuesday, imagine it would be quite as decisive as it was, not only at the top of the ticket, but the Senate, the House races as well? Still waiting on the House.
Well, I did, but before we get to that, I want to thank the American people for voting for Donald Trump, for allowing us the opportunity to go in there and get the job done and making our nation great again. We're going to get to work. But to your question, I did think it was going to be decisive because it didn't matter what state you were in. The same issues were bothering the American people. A terrible economy, high inflation, open borders, and conflict around the globe. Donald Trump is the person, the candidate, the man with the ability to fix these problems. The American people saw it clearly. That's why his victory was overwhelming.
Okay, let's talk about his critics who have now ominous warnings now that he is once again president-elect. David French writing at the New York Times, if Trump was telling the truth about his intentions, then he will attempt a campaign of retribution and mass deportation that will fracture families, create chaos in American communities, and potentially even result in active duty troops being deployed to our cities. Here's what your House colleague, Democratic Congressman Richie Torres, had to say.
One of the fundamental differences between his first presidency and his subsequent presidency is the fact that he now enjoys absolute immunity, and he seems to be intent on exacting revenge against his political enemies.
How do you respond to Americans who say they now are fearful about a second Trump presidency?
For the American people who've been listening to these lies from the Democratic left, I would tell you this is not something that Donald Trump has ever spoken to or he's committed to whatsoever. There's no enemies list. I mean, yeah, there are.
Byron's actually wrong here, believe it or not. I don't blame him for being wrong, but Donald Trump did address this. He was posed this very similar question, and Trump's response was, if I wanted to do it, I would have done it already. I would have done it my first term with Hillary Clinton. I didn't go after Hillary Clinton. So I just want to make sure we do address this. And again, I don't blame Byron. There's a lot of stuff that he needs to know, and he can't remember everything Trump says. That's our job right here on our end to know what Trump says. But Trump has addressed this, and he's not going to do it. I think he will go after some political opponents. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's going to go after like Joe Biden and stuff like that.
People who've been opposed to him, but he is focused on the American people. Job number one is securing our border and beginning the process of deporting illegal immigrants out of our country. Job number two is getting our economy thriving again, becoming energy dominant again. That's his focus. His focus is the American people, not some enemies list that only gets talked about in the Daily Kos or Salon.com or any other place like that. He's focused on making our country great. And what will happen in our country is success is going to be the measurement that he will use to demonstrate he's back in the White House and back in charge of running this nation. The metric is success. There is no other measure.
Okay, to that point, Joe Rogan, who was a late endorser of President Trump, says he now does have to take this sweeping victory. He's got great opportunity.
All right, so we saw a lot of what Byron said, but I want to get to exactly what he's talking about FEMA.
More money, be able to pass something on to our children. You heard
nation's debt over the next decade. They cite the nonpartisan.
So President, because
broke a story a couple of days ago about FEMA. My home state is, as well as where you serve, Florida, and your district has been hit very hard by numerous big storms the last couple of years. Daily Wire reporting that people were told when they're out canvassing in Central Florida looking for people who may need help, that FEMA workers were told to avoid homes that had Trump symbols or Trump flags. FEMA responded to Daily Wire saying this: we are horrified that this took place and therefore have taken extreme actions to correct this situation. Governor DeSantis says he's launching an investigation there. What extreme actions do you think should be taken? Is that something Congress gets involved with?
Anybody involved with that should be fired immediately, not asked to resign, not brought in front of a congressional hearing. They should be fired immediately. We are not going to have a country where we're going to decide who gets help and who doesn't based upon who you support politically or what you look like or anything else. Secondarily, when it comes to FEMA, my recommendation for the Trump transition team is that FEMA becomes a standalone agency that directly reports to the White House. You have to get it out of Homeland Security. That agency is a massive labyrinth with a bunch of different departments. FEMA should be a direct report agency to the White House, because when disaster recovery needs to take place, we need quick answers out of FEMA, not bureaucratic ones that go through the labyrinth of federal departments. My district dealt with this.
That's huge that he just said that the bureaucratic individuals that stay there from every presidency to every presidency, because this is where we get in, and actually I can leave it off there with Byron, is because that is the deep state. This is what Trump has been talking about in his videos. This is what Jason Chaffetz has been talking about, hell, ever since, 2015, or at least when he was still in Congress under Utah, when he was the chairman of the Oversight Committee. So this whole deep state apparatus needs to go, and this is something that we need to sit there and vet out, because case in point, what you saw with FEMA, these individuals are not people that want to do what's best for Americans. They want to do what's best for their side, and their side is toxic, and that's the progressive left. And what they're doing is targeting Trump supporters, and they've been doing it ever since the Obama administration. Remember when Barack Obama utilized the IRS to go after his political opponents, specifically conservatives and Republicans? It's already been documented. It's in email form. Nothing happened. Nobody got fired. No big deal. Nothing there. Joe Biden does the same thing. I mean, Joe Biden literally weaponized the Justice Department. The deep state runs thick, folks. And I don't like it because you can't really sit there and put the people's names on paper. But the reason why I say that, you guys, is because Jason Chaffetz, who had the highest level of security clearance that you could pretty much get as somebody of Congress, there was times when he would fly to other countries and he was like testing it out, because there was these people in suits that would always show up to his meetings that he didn't even know who they were. And they were part of the United States government, but he didn't know what part of the government they were with. They wouldn't sit there and tell him, and they would actually block him from getting stuff done. They wouldn't even let him into some rooms. And so what he did was he wanted to test it one day, this whole deep state thing. And so he went off like the reservation. He went on like a plane that wasn't even documented. Nobody knew about where he was going. And he went to this secret meeting, and guess who was there? The deep state. Meaning the United States government was there. These guys in suits. And it's in his book. It's called The Deep State. And that moment on, I was like, all right, I'm in. This dude, this is crazy. We need to let those people go. So he didn't even know the names of these people. So I can't give you the names, because the guy that's sitting there has higher security clearance than I could ever have. Doesn't even know. So I don't like throwing out, the deep state, and not giving you names, but I got nothing for you. Now, there's a Kamala mouthpiece here that says Biden should resign. Let Kamala be president. This is so ass backwards. This is so insane. I got all excited when I saw this article yesterday to show you guys, because Trump derangement syndrome is still flowing deep. And you would think that some people would wake up in the media, maybe even the Democrat Party, after this last election when it was a complete landslide. I mean, it wasn't even a red wave, you guys. It was a red tsunami. Nope, they're still gone. Here we go.
That is my question. I'll start with you.
Joe Biden's been a phenomenal president. He's lived up to so many of the promises he's made. There's one promise left that he could fulfill, being a transitional figure. He could resign the presidency in the next 30 days, make Kamala Harris the president of the United States.
Whoa.
It would absolve her from being able to from having to oversee the January 6th transition, right, of her own defeat. And it would make sure that it would dominate the news at a point where Democrats have to learn drama and transparency and doing things that the public want to see. Is the time. This is the moment for us to change the entire perspective of how Democrats
operate.
This
has now jumped from an internet meme to a Sunday morning show.
Jamal's out here right now in a season of House of Cards.
I thought you were going to say, what about the Supreme Court? That's also out there.
Well, the Supreme Court might happen. I don't know if it will, but I think this is something that's
he is looking for.
This is why, honestly, the media has just turned into a joke, right? they get people on like this. They know what they're doing. They're not fully stupid. I mean, don't get me wrong, they're real stupid, but this is just for entertainment. They're trying to do anything and everything they can to get people back, other than just be honest about the news. Fire everybody in there, hire conservatives, hire Democrats, hire Republicans. Notice I split Republicans and conservatives because they are two different things, believe it or not, even though we're technically still under one umbrella here, the Republican Party. And then people start believing you. Hire like some mainstream conservative dude on there. And then, you know what? People start flocking back. They want just real news. They don't want this crap. That's why you have independent people like our show that's growing from grassroots, because I'm honest with you. I'm just telling you what I think. I'm an average Joe American, and that ain't ever going to change, baby. I'm right here spreading the word along with these fine patriots in the chat. And let's give another shout out to the chat here, folks. You patriots are there hitting it up. We're growing, by the way. Oh, we are growing. So if you're new to the show, we do the 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every single weekday, and a sprinkling of politics on the weekend. But, you know, sometimes we need a little bit of a break. If you think that we've deserved your subscription, please hit that subscribe button or follow us over on Rumble. We're also on TikTok. We're also on X. Hell, folks, we're pretty much everywhere. And if you want, we do have a membership. We're not going anywhere, by the way. But if you want to join our membership, it's 99 cents a month. Yes, you heard that correctly. But Brad, did you just say 99 cents a month? Like one of those like children commercials. For 99 cents, you could save someone. But you get a cool badge and everything like that. If you're over at Rumble, it's $4.99. There's also that option on YouTube. Don't feel like you have to, folks, okay? Please don't feel like you have to. It's just there instead of addressing email after email. So there, Bald Bread Army, baby. I love it. I love it. Everybody shave their heads. I was trying to think about how I could do a short this week, or a video about me shaving my head, part of the 4B campaign. If you don't know what the 4B campaign is, all these lefties are coming out, these women, and are shaving their heads and go, we're not gonna let men have sex with us, and we're not gonna reproduce. And so that we can identify each other in the crowd, we're shaving our heads. I'm all for it. I said I'm all for it. I am in full support. Sign me up to sit there and allow that to happen. We're not going to reproduce. Yes, please don't. Please don't. Like, for everybody, please don't. I think I'm speaking on behalf of more than half the country here. Yes, don't have any more babies. Okay, shave your head. It's always like the gremlin-looking people, too, that sit there. I'm not going to have sex with you. Nobody want it. They're like this. This is the people that are shaving their head. You know what I mean? I'm going to shave my head so people don't, I'm not going to have sex with anybody. I'm not wrong. Anyways, back into the news. We got Venezuelans are rejoicing. You might be like, what the hell, really? Like even after former ICE directors coming back? Yes. So Venezuelans rejoice at Trump victory, think he'll make their country better. Yes. Oh, I feel so. Doesn't it feel good still? Doesn't it still feel good that we won? So much so that our enthusiasm is now flowing to other countries. Oh, God. It's make America great again. But you know what? If there's icing on the cake where everybody else prospers, I'm all for it. Venezuelans, who make up the vast majority of illegal immigrants seeking approval to stay in the United States through a program expanded by the Biden administration, are excited at Donald Trump's reelection. Many in Venezuela believe that Trump will do what Vice President Kamala Harris failed to do as border czar, is address the root causes of immigration, making it unnecessary to seek a better life in the United States. That includes the hope that Trump exerting a stronger influence on the world stage might lead to the ousting of Venezuela's authoritarian leader, Nicolas Maduro. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it's quite interesting to see the Trump effect that's happening on a global stage. From already people calling Trump, wanting to settle and basically advance negotiations of peace, meaning Vladimir Putin. I don't know if you guys saw that breaking news over the weekend, but people are saying allegedly that Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin did have a phone call and were addressing the war in Ukraine, and nobody would say if it happened or not. And by nobody, I'm talking about even the Trump team came out and said, yeah, we're not going to say whether it did or did not happen. Donald Trump, 48 hours later, are already doing more than the Biden-Harris administration. Joe wouldn't even call Putin. Joe would not even call Vladimir Putin. When I heard about that from not just Joe himself, but also Vladimir Putin, I was pissed. I was like, how are you going to sit there and say you're trying to figure this whole thing out? We're not even willing to call anybody and have a conversation. If Donald Trump really does settle this in like his first 100 days of office, everything you need to know how corrupt our government is. I know we already believe that, but you know what I mean? It's just nice to have a little bit of evidence rather than just our words. I mean, the evidence would be a lot, right? Allowing 10 million people pouring our country. There's terrorists here. Our own intelligence apparatus knows that there's terrorists here. We know the freaking cars that they drive. We know where they live. We also have Bernie Sanders. There's a hard transition for you, fine patriots. Democrats absolutely abandoned the working class. I just find it rich that this is Bernie Sanders saying it, because I understand he's an independent, but let's be real. Bernie Sanders is part of the Democrat Party. And it's just bonkers. This guy that wants to tax people through the roof is sitting there talking about the working class.
I want to start with the scathing response that you gave after the Democrats lost, Kamala Harris lost pretty big. You said the Democrats abandoned the working class. The chairman of the DNC called it straight up BS and said Joe Biden is the most pro-worker president of my lifetime. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she disagreed with you. She added, quote, Bernie Sanders has not won. Do you stand by what you said?
Oh, absolutely.
I want to start with the scathing.
Oh, absolutely. I really don't have much to add. Bernie is just off his rocker. Bernie is gone. Weekend at Bernie's. I find it rich that the guy that sits there and honeymoons in the Soviet Union says that bread lines are good, and that once sat there and bragged about Cuba and Venezuela and all these countries that end up going socialist. They're full on socialist. By full on, I mean like, they're eating cats and dogs down there south, literally. Yeah, we're supposed to take that guy serious. I will never take Bernie Sanders serious. I will never take him serious. When he sits there and starts saying, I want to tax the bleep out of people, the 1%. The 1% of whom? People go into the 1%, they drop out of the 1%. It's all flexible. It used to be the millionaires, right? He used to talk about the millionaires, but then when he became one, all of a sudden it was just the billionaires. He doesn't talk about millionaires anymore. This guy has like 4 houses. He's been sucking like the government teat his entire life. You guys, I think his only job, and I mean this in all seriousness, I think his only job was a paper boy. I think he just had a paper route. Other than that, the guy's been mooching off taxpayers his entire life and becoming a millionaire from it. Now, if you're a millionaire here and you're not a member, what are you doing? What are you doing? But a lot of us are struggling. Speaking of somebody, I don't want to say they're struggling, but need your support is Rumble Premium, folks. This sponsorship is from Rumble, and one that could basically change the course of this company. It's incredibly that important for the survival of Rumble. When Rumble first started in 2013, the platform was built for small creators such as myself. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or even censor opinions such as COVID, but they did. Folks, Facebook literally admitted to it and fell to the pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. Rumble held the line and they stood strong, baby. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to all you fine patriots and all you veterans out there. They are attacked in corporate media. They're attacked by governments like France. They are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them, which is a freaking huge problem, which is why we're addressing this right now. Corporate America is fighting to remove free speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. So they got to find other ways to sit there and make some moolah. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this movement and the fight, and if you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in the human rights to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with promo code STUDIO, all caps, STUDIO. When you purchase an annual subscription, go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, folks, we're just happy that you're joining us over here at Rumble. Greatly appreciate everybody over there at that fine company. It is an awesome, awesome platform, which is why it's our home, which is why it should say Rumble Studio right up here. Should say. I love the community that. Love you, Autumn. Just hang in there. Yes, hang in there, everybody. Hang in there. We're all here together. We're all patriots. We got a lot of people watching the show. By the way, if you're curious, I was looking at the numbers. Folks, we're getting like minimum 20,000 views a month on our main podcast. What you're watching now is getting 20,000 downloads a month. And then at some cases, we're going to like 40,000 downloads a month, like on average. That means we've exceeded that for outliers, but on average, yeah, we're getting like 40,000 downloads a month on this bad boy. That's crazy. That's all because of you guys. You guys tune in, you watch the show, and you leave comments, you watch all the videos. I mean, man, it's when I saw that this last week, and that was crazy to me. Our main podcast, just that, is 40,000 downloads. I mean, our shorts get millions and stuff like that, but man, that's huge. That's really huge. Now, I've been saving this one. For about 45 minutes in, I've been saving this one. Because the people that stay towards the end, they're the real ones. The ones that stay towards the end of the podcast, they watch it all the way through. They're the real ones. Those are the real patriots. Not saying you aren't other ones patriots if you leave early, but you know what I mean. Bald Brad is a must. If I wake up early enough, I watch later when I don't wake up. Love that, Sharon. Thank you so much. Well, here we go. Nancy Pelosi. Good old Nancy. Fewer illegal aliens came in under Biden than Trump. Oh, fuck, I'm sweaty. Real. Oh, it's real. It's real. Hold on a second. I just got to make sure I have this graph ready to go for you all. So, Crazy Nancy falsely claimed in a New York Times interview that was published on Saturday. So this is fresh off the press, baby. I'm not going to get it out. That fewer illegal aliens came into the United States under President Joe Biden. I'm crying. Then during President-elect Trump's first term in office. Ain't no way, man. There ain't no way. I gotta get this quote. I haven't read this. This is the first. You're hearing about it. These people are so gone, man. They're so gone. Holy crap. I'm so sorry. I don't think we were clear enough. Holy shit. By saying fucking no way. She starts it off saying this. This is how she's gonna start it off. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can do this one. I don't think I can do this one. These people are so gone. Oh, God, this is so good. I'm sweating so bad. I don't think we were clear enough. By saying fewer people came in under President Biden than came under Donald Trump. Get off the screen. Get off the screen. I can't do it, dude. This fucking lady. You guys tell me what you think. Shit. I'm out of coffee. Oh, God. I think we all needed that. Well, you guys tell me. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, term limits. Seriously. Yep. Holy crap. I'm so sorry, you guys. I mean, that's really my personality, though. I mean, you saw my true self came out. Oh, God, that was so awesome. I needed that. I really needed that. Do you speak English? Yeah. Look at that. I just can't believe that she said that first part there. I don't think we've been clear enough. Like, what? Holy crap. There you have it. Well, we're not done yet. We're not done. Hit that like button if you guys are enjoying. Clearly, I'm enjoying myself, whether you guys are or are not. And to be fair, look, even if I had one person watching the show, and we have hundreds right now, hundreds of people watching. So thank you so much, Patriots. Greatly appreciate you. I called that out because it's nice to know, because we're on all platforms. So if you're over on YouTube, there's like, 150 people watching. We got like another 100 plus people watching on Rumble. We got another 100 people watching here. It's just, everywhere. So it's nice to know how many Patriots are in the chat with all of us. We got a lot of people. Now, there's Nancy, right? I don't have another funny one like that. That was it. But this one is kind of some serious stuff. So feds disrupt Iranian assassination attempt, or plot rather, I should be more clear, plot on Trump. Now, federal law enforcement officials foiled a second alleged Iranian plot to assassinate President Donald Trump this week. Now, it's more than a second, okay? Let's be real. This is not true. It's way more than a second. I know of at least 3 or 4 for sure. We've talked about them. The U.S. Department of Justice unsealed an indictment against multiple individuals who were involved in plots to murder an Iranian dissident, 2 Jewish Americans, and Trump on U.S. soil. There are few actors in the world that pose as grave a threat to the national security of the United States as does Iran. The Justice Department has charged an asset of the Iranian regime who was tasked by the regime to direct a network of criminal associates to further Iran's assassination plots against its targets, including President-elect Donald Trump. Now, here's my fear, you guys. I don't want any harm to come of Donald Trump. Obviously not. I voted for the guy 3 times. I'm a hardcore Trump supporter. I'm just scared. I am scared that something terrible is going to happen to this man. They're not going to stop you guys. They're not. They're not. And look, if we've had Secret Service protection for a president, can we like double or triple it? I don't care how much money it takes. I don't give a crap how much money it takes. And you're talking about a fiscal conservative. We know that people are coming for this guy left and right. I don't want him getting out of that motorcade at all during Inauguration Day. Don't step foot out of that motorcade, please, sir. We know there's Trump team people that watch this. Please, I feel like people don't believe me when I say this stuff. Like, oh, like Fox News people watch our show. They'll tune in every now and then, or a Trump team. No, we know that there's people on the Trump team, Fox, Real Clear Politics, that have seen the show. We know it. Please, if you see this episode, do not have him get out of his motorcade. Please just keep him safe. I know they know that, but it's like, I know Trump. I want to get out and I want to touch the people. I want to see them. They're my people. No, sir. No. I want you to get out and say hi too, but that doesn't need to happen. Brad, we have to carry on. If they take out Trump, we have to keep fighting for our country. Oh, it's going to be more than a fight, my friend. Depending on who does it. Yeah. If Iran sits there and does something to Trump, say goodbye to Iran. The government, say goodbye. Bombs ablazing. That's for damn sure. Now, Trump to pursue an aggressive strategy to cripple Iran. This is why they don't want the guy, right? This is why they're not fans of him. Now, the Iranian people are great. I want to be clear on this. The Iranian people are great because I get death threats from this country. That's why I'm so pissed about Iran. I don't like them. These are the people, some of them, that sat there. They want to shoot me in the head. Yes. These are where if I want to be clear, this is where the death threats are coming from. Whenever I talk about Iran, I get death threats. President-elect Donald Trump is reportedly planning to ramp up the U.S. It doesn't feel good, by the way, and stick till the end of the show, you guys. I got something to share with you. The reason I also had a tough weekend because I almost died. I really do believe that. If not, my wife for sure. My wife almost died this weekend, and so did I. I'll share that story with you at the end of the episode. Remind me before I leave. Bonkers, and I think it was an act of God. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why towards the end of the show. But I'm not building it up by any means. It literally almost happened. I was like shaking. I couldn't believe it. The Wall Street Journal reported that the plans include drastically increasing sanctions on the country and killing its oil industry as part of the aggressive strategy to undercut Tehran's support of violent Mideast proxies and its nuclear program. Now, he has to do this, right? I mean, it makes logical sense. If they're the leading sponsor of terror, why would you help build up a country that sponsors terrorism? And once you sit there and cripple Iran, well, then they're not going to be able to sit there and fund the Houthis, Hamas, and all these other terrorist proxy groups. And so you should be able to stabilize the region in some way, shape, or form. And this isn't anything new. Donald Trump did this in 2016. He sat there and crippled the Iranian government, which is why you predominantly had a lot of peace in the Middle East. And so I think this is a good movement. And by the way, I think depending on the level of pressure that Trump puts on Iran and some of these other countries that sit there and fund terrorism, then, quite frankly, I think this might end what's going on with Israel and Gaza and the Palestinians, and what's going on with Israel and Jordan and with the Houthis everywhere else. I think this is obviously a good move. Obviously, I'm support. I want Trump to give me the $10 billion back. All right? $10 billion back. Yeah, I'll show you a story. Nobody attacked me. Just crazy thing that happened. And I'll kind of explain it to you. It's bonkers. We'll get there in about a couple minutes. I just want to make sure I get through the couple more things. Trump is expected to move rapidly to cut off Iran's oil revenue, including by going after foreign ports and traders who handle Iranian oil. Love that. Love that hugely, bigly. And it's not just him. You got a senator here signals Trump will once again put clamps on Iran. So, look, the government's aware of it. I think a lot of the senators, especially Republicans, know Trump's plan. And it's astonishing to me that this was not something that our own congressmen and women really pushed the Biden-Harris administration on, of sitting there, basically stop uplifting the Iranians, especially their government, that are sitting there going after our merchant vessels. We've hit it time and time again. We've talked about this time and time again. I've always found it baffling what the hell was going on with the Biden-Harris administration basically funding and uplifting a country that wants to build a nuclear warhead. They want to sit there and wipe Western civilization off the face of the earth. One of their policies, it's not a slogan. This is actually from the supreme leader of Iran. He said this. He goes, "Death to America is not a slogan. It's a policy." That's an exact quote, by the way. Verbatim exact quote. Sorry, I don't support a people, meaning a government, that wants to sit there and wipe us, Israel, and other people off the face of the earth. Not about that, but clearly the Democrats are. Now, Charlemagne the God questions whether Dems lied about Trump threat. This is something many people have brought up, and it's weird that all of a sudden Donald Trump gets elected, right? It's weird that he gets elected, and now you're not really hearing the rhetoric that he's a threat anymore. That's a little weird, isn't it? I mean, he's the same guy, right? A little odd that, all of a sudden, yeah, no threat here.
We'll say this, I'm glad everybody's having a sense of optimism, because the reality is we have no choice, because we're here now. Donald J. Trump is going to be the 47th president of the United States of America, like it or not, and we all hope for the best for this country. That's all we can do. But don't y'all find it strange that now that he's won, they're not calling him a threat to democracy? They're not calling him a fascist. I mean, damn, on Monday.
They're not calling him anything.
On Monday, they was just calling him that. I would think that, if you really believe that, then somebody's speech would be about how America effed up and how things are about to be really bad.
Leaving that man
He's
alone.
the most powerful man in the world now.
It just makes you want.
Is she doing her makeup like on a podcast? Jesus. So anyways, he makes a good point here of like, hey, if you really thought this guy was a threat to democracy, if you really thought this guy was actually going to harm things, well, why is all of a sudden the message just kind of cut off? Why'd you move past it so quick? Now, I don't believe Trump is a threat, right? I don't think Trump is any of the sort other than a great, amazing thing for this country where he wants to make America great again. And what's funny, excuse me, I didn't mean to cough into the mic in front of all of you, but what's funny is Kamala Harris is somebody that sat there and pushed forward this whole threat thing. Joe Biden sat there and pushed forward this whole extremist that the Republicans are a threat to democracy, MAGA supporters are extremists, all these things. And then if he's such a threat, if he's such an extremist, then why did so many people vote for him? Trump got the popular vote. Donald Trump swept the whole country's red. So then are you saying all of us now are you saying most of the country, 85% of the country is a threat to democracy? And what's also interesting here is, what are you going to blame? And who are you going to blame for Kamala Harris's loss? Well, we have an answer for you. This is where you have, I call the Hillary Clinton syndrome coming out. The Hillary Clinton syndrome is where you blame anybody and everything else for your loss. And Karine Jean-Pierre here is going to blame COVID for the loss. No, I don't have work today, folks. I do not. I have the day off. Thank the Lord. I need it. I will still actually be working, but I won't be at work. I have the day off, but I still have work to get done. All right, let's play it.
Does the president have any regrets about when he chose to leave the race, or any regrets about deciding to run for a second term?
So, look, the president is very proud of what he was able to accomplish. He was very proud, and when he made that decision to hand over the torch, pass the torch to the vice president, he believed it was the right decision to make at that time. He believed that she was ready. She was ready to lead on day one, and has been very proud on what he's been able to deliver. And as I was talking to Zeke, or answering Zeke's question moments ago, what we saw 2 nights ago was certainly very much in line to what we've seen in other G7 countries. In incumbencies, the role, the toll that the pandemic took, even though we were able to lead in the world when it comes to the economy, we saw what happened in other G7 countries. And so that is what we believe. Look, there's going to be a lot of punditry, a lot of election experts who are going to have their opinions, who are going to have their thoughts.
Okay, we don't need to hear her anymore. She goes on for like another 30 seconds and rambles about absolutely nothing. You just got to love the fact that she sits there and talks about COVID. Well, you know, the outgrowths of COVID is what we're seeing in other G7 countries. And well, this is all because of COVID. It's like, come on, man. Come on. Just the same messaging, just twisted in different ways to create the same pretzel every single time. Some other big, can we get some good news here other than seeing Karine jump here? I just wanted to bring up that aspect that they're saying COVID now. So you're going to hear COVID, this or that. At no point is it going to be the fact that Kamala Harris and Joe Biden suck. That they sat there and ran this country into the ground. Americans saw it. They didn't go to the media to sit and listen to their bull crap. They went to independent outlets such as ourselves, the Daily Wire, other places to get actual real news from actual Americans rather than these reporters that are sitting there with millions of dollars of cush money and gaslighting the crap out of the rest of us. Why don't you blame yourselves for once and go, yeah, you know what? We just missed the mark. We didn't do a good job. We destroyed this country. Oopsie. Time to move on and kind of reform the Democrat Party because we're a shell of ourselves. Why don't you change the name of the Democrat Party? That'd be kind of nice. Nothing about you's a Democrat anymore. They say that they are, but they're not. So here's some good news. As a judge strikes down Biden parolee program for 500,000 illegal immigrants. Good. A federal judge on Thursday struck down a Biden administration program that would have granted legal status to hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants. Judge Campbell Barker ruled that President Joe Biden's parole in place program was illegal after it was challenged by a coalition of Republican attorney generals. The program was rolled out in June, and it created a pathway for legal status for illegal immigrants married to American citizens. This is something we covered in the past, so this is just another update for all of you. And illegal immigrant stepchildren of American citizens. This is why The View was coming out like Whoopi Goldberg. Oh, he's going to separate people. He's going to separate the white man from the illegal immigrant, or whatever it was, right? We covered it. So this is like talking about separating families. And that's one of the reasons why the ICE director, former ICE director, now new ICE director, or incumbent ICE director, Tom Homeland was talking about that. So big update, big win, and that's some good news. Now, here's the story that I was going to tell all of you. So this picture here that I showed earlier about having that cigar. Let me pull it up for all of you. If you didn't see it, I had a victory cigar with the boys, victory cigar for Trump. So we were at a birthday party on Saturday night, I think it was. And good time. You know, just cigars. There's like a taco cart there, blah, 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 all these things, right? Really, really great time hanging out with friends and family. Left around probably 11:30, I want to say. And got my wife in the car. You know, we're fine. Like, nobody's drunk or anything like that. And we're just driving. And we were actually talking about politics on the way home. And there's not really tons of cars out on the street, you know, at 11:30 at night. And we're driving. Let me see if I can pull up an intersection here. You guys, this was crazy. A street intersection. I want to make sure I show this to you because I can't believe I survived. I really do think if my wife would have been hit, she would have been dead. This works right here. Ooh, this is a good image. Can I make it bigger? That's what she said. All right. So you see this image here? Let's pretend like I'm driving right here, okay? I have a green light. Let's say this is my car. We're driving about politics, blah, 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 going down through here. And probably right about here, I'm going like 40. The street's 40 miles an hour. I'm driving right here. And, 40 miles an hour, you can make it through here pretty quickly, right? So all this happened in a matter of seconds. My wife's in the passenger seat, and there's a car right here that's sitting at the red light, waiting to turn left. And I see like some lights like back here, like some high beams. But I bring that up because there's no reason for me to look right. No, normally you're just driving right through a green light. For some ungodly reason, while we're talking, as I hit like right here, my head turns to the right and I'm looking this way. Why didn't I look left? Why did I just randomly look to the right past my wife down this way? I see a guy, he had to be going 65, 70, flying through this area. I fucking lock the brakes up, probably about right here, and I'm locking, and I'm going, oh shit, I still might hit this guy. I think, by the way, normally you wouldn't lock up the brakes because you might actually encounter more of a T-bone than anything. And I'm not kidding. I must have been, dude, I don't know. I can't believe I didn't hit the guy. And the guy didn't hit me. He didn't swerve out of the way. I just dodged it. I mean, he was like, I thought I was going to scrape his car as he went by, put it that way. Holy crap. So needless to say, we pulled over right here because I was like shaking. I was like, holy shit, I can't believe it just happened, because my wife commented on this. I don't know if it's because I played hockey. When you play a sport, things happen in slow motion. I don't know if anybody's ever played sports before, but right before you score a goal, you can watch that puck, even though it's going like 60, 100 miles an hour, it's going in slow motion. Like every time you score a goal, everything just stops and it goes slow. That's what was going on here. And there's no thought in my brain of like, oh, I need to slam on the brake. Crazy. So I want to share all that with you, but man, it was crazy. So, I 100% believe that. A lot of you are saying, Brad, God had a hand. I 100% agree with that. 100%. There's no reason for me to look right. And to stop in the middle of an intersection, the way everything worked out was crazy. I was thinking about it last night. Like, I mean, I'm a Christian. Obviously, I'm a follower. I still read my Bible, but man, I still get kind of shaken up. It was nuts. The guy had to be drunk. The guy had to be really drunk. So we dodged something. Like I said, my wife would have been hit on that side. The guy going the 65, 70. Never stopped, by the way. The guy never slowed down. The guy never swerved. He was driving a white BMW, like brand new. Nothing. So we dodged one. If you guys would probably see me in the hospital right now if we didn't slam on the brakes right there. So crazy stuff. And I do 100% agree with you. 100% without a doubt. God had his hand in that. And luckily, like, I wasn't even buzzed or anything like that, because who knows, man. Another reason, you guys, not to drink impaired, not because necessarily that you're going to hit somebody, but you could sit there and avoid another drunk driver from hitting you. So thank God I wasn't doing anything stupid in that regard of even being slightly under the influence or whatever, because I don't think I would have the reaction time. You know what I mean? So you're going to go save the world. Thank you. No, Trump's going to do that for us. I'm just here to talk to you all fine patriots. So a drunk illegal immigrant in a stolen car, get them out. Freaking architect just go to the extreme. Well, can we get some good news in here really quick? Can we give a shout out to Positive? I'm a big animal lover, and this is something we talked about over the weekend at that party, believe it or not. I love animals. I grew up with animals, so that's why I love this sponsor. If you have a dog, we've all been there. Our pup goes from full energy to sick and miserable in an instant, and at the worst of times as well. Then we're calling the vets in the middle of the night, trying to figure out what the hell's going on the weekends, trying to find a clinic that will take us in. It's a terrible way to manage your dog's health, quite frankly, not to mention your stress levels and your monthly budget. So that's why people are getting the pet emergency kit called Positive. And we just gave you something positive right now. It contains critical medications and supplies that not only keep you out of the veterinary office, but also are there to even save your dog's life. Their kits contain critical medications like activated charcoal, septic powder, and more. It might save your dog's life. Head over to positive.com and use promo code STUDIO to get 15% off your pet emergency kit. Again, that's positive.com, P-A-W, like a paw, pet paw. Use promo code STUDIO over there, folks. They're a great advertiser, great sponsor, and greatly appreciate them helping people's dogs stay alive. And like I said, I do believe all of you, God had a hand in that, and I wanted to share that story with all of you because we wouldn't be here today. If I was still alive, I'd be in the hospital. That's for damn sure. So with that being said, that is today's episode. I really appreciate all of you joining us once again. A lot of viewers here today. Always here, Pacific Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, weekdays, each and every day, regardless of whether it's Veterans Day or not. Thank you to everybody that served this great country of ours, all the veterans out there. Hope you have a lovely day. If you see somebody on the street, or if you see a veteran out there, buy them a cup of coffee, buy them a meal. Today's the day to do it. Take care of them. They take care of us. They've taken care of us. And, greatly appreciate everybody. With that being said, folks, I will see you later here on The Bold Brad Show. Take care, Patriots.